Just a little video to update and whatnot. I have a couple new subscribers, and also to everybody. I originally started this YouTube channel to talk about my different struggles with autism, the things I've used to help myself, gadgets and whatnot. But also, for quite a while, I've been obsessed with contortionism, and I was in gymnastics when I was younger and stuff, and I just get excited when I'm able to push myself to do something different. So, however, it's not the only thing I do. I have a million different things I do, but I'm going to show just a couple of them. So, I also, so it goes I also do these rocks. I did this one today. There's a plain rock. I painted it rhinestones. It's got a little chain that goes up to a little shell, and the chain goes around the back too, and that's a little feather. That's that one. And then this black one, well, it's not all black, but it's got the glitter. It says fun and sing, and the butterfly is sitting on a flower, and it's got rope and two ladybugs and a star. This one is kind of my favorite. That flower, I tried to match the colors with how I painted the rock, and then I had to make a bow. Making tiny bows is very hard for me. And then I put a flower over it to hold it together with hot glue. And then I also really like this one. It says love. It's got one of those nail strips that I never use on my nails. And I put a little purple bead and a little white dotted flower. And it's got pink rope around it. And then this is where the ends meet. And this is my peace sign rock. It's got lots of colors. And then on the back, it says so much fun. And this one, which says bravery is believing in yourself. And this one I did, that's a piece of sea glass there, and I wrote dream, and then I just kind of painted some interesting lines and stuff and a heart. And one more. This dude does he look familiar? The character? He's got two little teeth, his eyes, and those three layers are sea glass. The sea glass is like the color of the paint, but that's the color of that sea glass. And then a clear sea glass and a lighter blue sea glass on top. So yeah, Eastport rocks I do. I do all sorts of other. That's my recently cleaned out crafting box. And I've got some of my acrylics and brushes and sea glass and colored pencils and markers and crayons and coloring books. And this is my train track bracelet with two forks, using two forks. That's my little cubby for books and stuff and journals and stuff. And yeah, I'm also currently working on a puzzle. With all the shipments during Christmas, one of these boxes came with this, and I'm like, you know what, I'm keeping that. It's the perfect size for making puzzles. So I always use it to make puzzles. And then Mindflex Duel. I'm not sure if you've heard of this game. I'm not going to go into explaining it all. You'll have to look it up. It's a very fun game. And yeah, so I do a lot of stuff. A lot of it I don't feel would go in my vlog or whatever for the day. I mean, because usually I do the painting rocks at night, and usually if I'm going to tape something, I usually tape it earlier. I'm probably completely wrong about that because I cannot remember. But, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I'll show you these. This is a tragedy waiting to happen. I know it is, but I haven't cleaned this corner yet. These are pictures I had done from last summer doing my fundraiser. Let's see. So hard for me to... There we go. That's one of them. And then what I was doing my belly dancing at the East. I am doing that again next Tuesday. Class is back next Tuesday. So yeah, I go to dance class too. And then that's some of my belly dancing makeup, and I made that headband. So yeah, I love that. I am obsessed with puzzles. I am. But I only buy the 100-piece ones because I just get too frustrated when they're longer than that. But I totally have made no actual plans for this video, so no judgment. I just got back from my sister's. Literally, the suitcase is still on my bed, and my room is a mess, but it's not normally like this. But these are my party lights. I have 3 of the bulbs. I think I probably have this on the vlog on my thing before, but if I aim it at the light and if I tap it just right, it should. Hold on. Let's see. It's not working. Well, usually you can tap it and you'll be able to see what the light bulb's doing, but not today apparently. But anyhow, this is what the bulb looks like that's making those colors. And I just you're on my dock on my wall. I just found out the other day that this is just weird. Isn't that weird to you? I'm like, how? If it needs to be plugged in to work, then am I electric? No, I know I'm not. I'm being silly, but it's interesting that it works. So it works without. If they would just put a tiny little itty bitty motor in it, it would be able to sit places. But they have things like that already, like lava lamps and such. But yeah, I love my pop socket and my pop socket mount, which is what it's on right now, because I practice a lot of my stuff in here with that when the room is clean. So that's what it looks like. It's just a little black thing that pop sockets go into. You want to know how cold it is here? Yeah, and I'm still not quite warm. That's what it's on. But it's not me. It's just the heat in this building is not great. But okay, so that green, where is it? That greenish bag right here normally contains all of my costume type stuff. I didn't put my hats in there. Ladybug skirt. All my stuff's in there, my dressing up stuff. Because I do that at the fundraiser sometimes. By the way, if any of you didn't know, I do a fundraiser in the summer. Actually, last summer was my very first one, and I was absolutely terrified, but I did it. We have a mermaid statue, a bronze statue, and one day I just randomly decided to go sit next to her with my karaoke microphone and sing. And then came back the next Sunday and did the same thing, and people were clapping and stuff, and I didn't realize that they were putting money under my purse. And I was like, oh, they left me money. I don't need money. I told my dad, and he's like, why don't you raise it for House in the Woods? And I said, sure, yeah, let's do that. Sounds like a good idea. So I did. I don't remember. I think I was there 18 weeks, 16 weeks, something like that. Some days were better than others. Some days were raining or whatever. But I ended up making 300, and we are taking it to them at the retreat, and I'm so happy about that. So this summer I plan on doing the same thing, this fundraiser, and I'm going to raise it for them again because I think they're amazing. It's called House in the Woods in Lee, Maine, if you want to check that out. Yeah, so not much else to say. I was just looking at the title of my YouTube channel, Atypically Untypical, and I'm trying to make sure my content stays the way I envisioned it to. I love contortionism, and I don't want to be so obsessed with it. I want to try and make sure I keep spanning out to these other things. So, if any of you guys has a hint or clue or whatever for me to kind of get back on track with talking about my autism struggles, things that help, anything, like anything you could think of that would be a good direction to go, something to talk about, something to do, I'm up for suggestions. So, and until then, see ya.